What's going on, everybody, man? It's Nick Frazier from the Water Cooler Talk podcast, and my guy Marcus. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Blessed to be here. Blessed to be here. How you? How you? How you?
Man,
How you?
doing great, man. Doing great. Can't complain. Can't complain at all, man. Everything's going well. Hey, man, transfer portal season is in full effect. Tonight we're talking. What are we talking tonight? We're talking all SEC, and we're talking a little bit of a CFP reaction. Should be a pretty good show. So, y'all know what's up. Water Cooler Talk podcast is coming up next. Let's go.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast, coolest podcast in your ear. My name is Nick Frazier, and the other person you see him or hear him, tell him who you are, boss man.
Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you hear our voice, you know what that means. That means it's Wednesdays, the live show, back around the water cooler.
Sure,
We just give you our perspective on sports, man. Marcus, how you feeling today?
Man, I can't complain, man. I can't complain. How you? How you? How you? How you?
Doing well. Doing well. I never can complain. Everything is always good in my favor. So it is what it is. But man, as always, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear. As always, before we get started, man, subscribe, like, share the video using the hashtag WCTPod, man. Follow us on X at coolestpod23. Follow us on Instagram and at TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, and follow us on our Facebook page, the Water Cooler Talk podcast Facebook page. And yeah, man, Marcus, man, college football, the inaugural college football playoffs are about to start soon. December 20th, December 21st.
That means college football is coming to an end, man.
That's exactly what it means.
It's bittersweet. Bittersweet.
But the thing about it is, though, college football never ends because it's always something to talk about. So we'll be here.
The games.
Well, you got you got the NFL. You got the NFL postseason, which kind of coincides with the college football postseason. Then, of course, the XFL. Excuse me, it's not the XFL anymore. It's the
AFL, ain't it?
No, it's not the AFL. It's not the USFL either. I can't remember.
Yeah, USFL. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. That you got that coming up, and then baseball season, and then next thing you know, you got the draft, and then the NBA draft, and then the SEC media days, and then before you know it, it's time for football again, college football again. But hey, it's not a problem. We'll be okay. Everything will be all right.
And you said too much stuff, and they taking way too long.
Huh?
Nah, I said you said way too much stuff, and it's gonna take way too long.
It's gonna feel like that. But when time change, when time change back, it'll move quicker. It's gonna move quicker when time change back. But it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all so much for rocking with us here. Everybody that's watching or will be watching, everybody that's watching us on replay.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all so much. Thank you again for rocking with us here. The Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. Marcus, let's go ahead and get into it, man. It is time for us to move into. Oh, my bad. Wrong thing. It's time for us to move into the first half. Let's go. Let's get it.
This is the first half.
Again, thank y'all again for rocking with us here, man. The Water Cooler Talk podcast. Man, we in the first half right now, man. And let's go ahead. Let's get into it, man. College football playoff committee seeded and ranked the teams in the playoff, and they are not in. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna give you our thoughts on it. Here is the playoff. Well, let me take the lower third down so you can see the full graph there. So as we can see here, you have seeded the number one overall team is Oregon. I think Oregon's the only undefeated team as well. Number 2 is Georgia. Number 3, Boise State. Number 4, Arizona State. Number 5, Texas. Number 6, Penn State. 7, Notre Dame. 8, Ohio State.
Is that 8? Yeah, 8
Yep.
Ohio State, 9 Texas.
9 Texas. 9 Tennessee. 10 Indiana.
9 Tennessee.
11 SMU. And then Clemson right there in the 12th spot.
Ooh.
What are your thoughts on this? Did the committee get it right? Did the committee leave somebody out that should have been in? If they did, who should have been in? Are you satisfied with this? Who has the easiest path? Give me your thoughts on this bracket here, the inaugural 12-team playoff. Give me your thoughts.
I wish Clemson would have lost. But I feel like South Carolina should have got in, man.
Okay, where would they go though? Where would you fit South Carolina in? Who would you put in? Who would you put South Carolina in over?
I would put them in over Clemson, but they won their conference. That's the only reason why I said I wish they would have lost.
Okay,
but
so you would have jumped. So you would have jumped South Carolina over Alabama and over Ole Miss.
Yep.
Okay, why? And for what reason? Because they lost to both of them teams, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I ain't mean South Carolina. I meant Ole Miss. I'm tripping. I meant Ole Miss. I'm straight tripping. That's on me. Yes.
Okay.
I meant
okay. So you putting Ole Miss in over Bama?
Yep.
You putting Ole Miss in over Miami?
Oh, I forgot about Miami getting snubbed. I forgot about Miami getting snubbed. But strength of schedule, man. Are we rewarding strength of schedule in this situation?
It's up to you, man. It's how you see it. It's how you see it, because you know that's been the biggest. That has been the biggest. That's been the biggest argument. Strength of schedule. I'm starting to see this whole thing differently. But go ahead with yours.
Me, I think Miami has played a lot of close games.
Okay.
But I feel like a 2-loss team still is a 2-loss team. So yeah, I have to retract my words and give it to Miami over Ole Miss.
Okay. Okay.
Because a 2-loss team is still a 2-loss team.
So you would still, so Bama would not be in no way possible.
Stop it. But they lost to Vandy and they lost to Oklahoma. Okay. Two unranked teams.
But the strength of schedule, though. Strength of schedule. That's what everybody's saying. The strength of schedule.
You also got to look at losses.
Okay. But they saying the strength of schedule. They beat Georgia, who's the number 2 team.
Hey, they beat a lot of good teams early on in the season. But late in the season, they lost to an unranked Oklahoma team that looked horrible.
All right, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think the best team or the most deserving teams should be in? I'm not talking about a particular team. I'm just saying, if you were part of the committee, should it be the best team or should it be the most deserving team at that time?
That's a great question, Nick. I want to say the best teams, because we have seen in the past the most deserving teams like a TCU or Washington get put in those situations and get blitzed. So that's a great question, Nick. I have to say best team, because I want to see good football.
Okay, but what if the best team? What if the best team that is historically good is not good that year? Would you still put them in?
Well, that don't mean they're the best team. That means they're the best. They just got a name like Alabama.
Okay.
Sometimes the committee does award names, and I think that's a problem.
I feel you on that. I'm more to the fact of, I think it's the more deserving team that should be in at the time. Because once you get to the situation of best teams, then at that time you start looking at brands. Because now you start looking at you start having the conversations you had with, should Bama be in? Then you start having the conversation of should we leave Indiana out? Should we leave SMU out, even though they lost in a conference championship game? I think it's the most deserving teams. I think each year is its own different season. There should not be any type of bias, which there is a lot of in college football, but it's just not said. There should not be a lot of bias as to what other teams have done in the past because each year is a new year. It's a different year. You appreciate what a team has done, but you grade a team based off of what they did that year.
Yep.
So for the and for example, like so this whole notion of strength of schedule. I used to be like, yes, strength of schedule should matter. It should. But the way that college football is moving now, my thoughts have changed on that because now college football is not amateurism anymore. It's literally semi-pro. If you can make the argument that it is professional football. So I believe, excuse me, I believe that you play whoever is on your schedule in front of you. If you beat those people on your schedule, if you are undefeated, if you have one loss or two losses, and those are competitive losses, what then is when you get to the objectivity of what is competitive. Well, that's something that you have to decide. If it's a competitive loss, if you are undefeated in your conference and things and stuff of that nature, if you are looking at it from that perspective, then you played who in front of you, you have won, you have beat the teams in front of you. I believe strength of schedule should not be a qualifying argument. It's only that in college football. If that's the case, if that's going to be a problem going forward, because technically strength of schedule can be objective as well too. We're talking about a lot of objective stuff. You see what I'm saying? Because we've seen the Appalachian States of the world go out and beat a lot of teams that they should have lost to, but end up beating. So we sit here and say strength of schedule. Why did those teams lose to Appalachian State? Were they not focused? Shouldn't you be focused for every game you play on your schedule? So my thing is this, man. This is moving more towards the NFL model. Just whoever you play on your schedule. If you win, it goes towards your overall record of getting into the playoffs. If you lose, it hurts you. That's how it should be. But the thing about college football is we have these conferences. So how do you sit here and determine who gets in, who doesn't get in? So we make up something called strength of schedule. We say that this conference is this much more stronger compared to this conference.
Well,
I don't know if that's something that I struggle with now. I struggle with that now more, that we're moving more towards this NFL model of college football. But go ahead.
As the GOAT, Nick Saban said in an interview recently, because he was sad that Alabama didn't get it.
He was mad. Yes. That man had on a crimson blazer and everything when they were talking. When he was talking, I was like, "This man can represent Alabama."
It was beautiful. But as he said, he was saying, if you don't take into strength of schedules, SEC teams are just going to start those big non-conference games that we love and see in the beginning of the year against good teams. They said they're going to just start taking them off the schedule because SEC schedules strength alone should be good enough to get you in.
That's what we call. Have you ever heard of the term American exceptionalism? Yes. That's when you think your country is so much more better than anybody else. That's what the SEC is. The SEC has an SEC exceptionalism. That's what they do.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's like that. I mean, because and then they put the data behind it. Well, we've had these many guys drafted in the NFL. Well, let's take a longevity approach to it. And I don't have the numbers. I'm just stating this. How many of those guys have panned out in the NFL? How many more Group of 5 guys, or how many more guys from different conferences have been more productive in the NFL than the guys that have came through the SEC? And this is no knock against the SEC, because I do think the SEC is the premier conference in college football. But just looking at it from a 360-degree view, how many of those guys have panned out? How many of those guys have become superstars in the league? Saquon Barkley is probably one of the top running backs in the NFL. He came from Penn State.
Say you would put Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, probably one of the top running backs, came from Alabama. That's the SEC.
Yeah, I'm saying you would put Derrick Henry. I'm trying to think. I'm going with you now. I'm rocking with
Jalen Hurts was at Alabama, but he didn't really get. He didn't. He got he. The Jalen Hurts one is kind of hard for me because
You
his
got two.
record at Alabama was what 16-2, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
or something like that in two. But it wasn't like a clean. It wasn't like smooth. It's when he got to Oklahoma is when he kind of showed off. He kind of got out of that spotlight. He played pretty well there, as well. Let's see who else. I mean, I'm just looking on the defensive side of the ball. Who else can we name?
Defense. You got.
I mean, you can go defense, offense. I'm just saying, like, how many
Patrick,
of
you
these
got
SEC
you got Minka. You got quite a good amount of defenders.
All right, let's look at the quarterbacks.
You know
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Let's look at the quarterbacks. I mean, let's just look at the quarterbacks by position. Quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers. It's running pack team.
Yeah.
All right.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. He went to Texas Tech, if I'm not mistaken.
With that Big 12. My tripping?
Yeah, that was Big 12. Yeah, that was Big 12. I'm just looking at all the starting quarterbacks. Kyler Murray. He left the ACC and went to the Big 12.
Yeah.
Justin, what's old boy with the Chargers?
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Justin Herbert. Wait, what was he? Pac-12?
Well, he went to school at. What's Justin Herbert went?
I think he was Pac-12. I think he was in the Pac-12, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look. Man, it's kind of hard keeping up with all these people, with all these folks and where they went. You got to kind of remember it, though.
Lamar Jackson, ACC, Josh Allen, and Matt. I think he was in the Matt. Who else? Man,
Oregon, my bad. That's right. He did go to Oregon. My bad. Pac-12.
Pac-12. Who else?
Oregon. Thank you. Win Model 88 Asylum. Appreciate that. Oregon. I lost track of it for a minute. But my point is, like, we have this SEC exceptionalism thing to where we just feel like we should just get more people in the conference in the playoff because we supposedly play a tough schedule.
Hey man, when you got the best teams in the country,
That's subjective though, because people can be like, what do you mean the best in the conference? What's best? Like, what is the best? Like, I mean, we can sit here and look. We sit here and we look at the accolades. All right, cool. Yeah, the SEC has won what the last what
national championship. Proof is in the pudding.
That's true. You're right. But when you deal with a committee that actually picks these, and when you have media behind it that promotes it, who's to say that if the Big 12 had that, or if the MAC had that behind them, that they wouldn't be the best conference in college football? I honestly believe like it's a lot of other things that go into this that makes me realize that
it's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. Exactly. At the end of the day, we want to put on TV the biggest draw.
But that's my point. That's my point, because at one point in time in history, the Big 10 was that conference.
Yeah.
The Ohio States, the Penn States, the Nebraskas, the Wisconsins, like those were the schools. Notre Dame had their own contract with NBC, still does with NBC. You know what I'm saying? So it's more
of the world used to be relevant.
Yeah, so, Colorado, SMU. These were like legit teams. This whole narrative of the SEC becoming power, and people who know me know that I believe that the SEC to a point is top heavy. If you ever heard me argue this before, I've always said that I believe that the SEC is top heavy. I believe the SEC has a bunch of good teams at the top, the Georgias, the Alabamas, the LSUs, the now the Texases, and things like that. Then you have a lot of just average teams that play that are just good average teams. And if you put those average teams in other conferences, more than likely they will win those conferences, but I don't think they will win it on a consistent basis. Being stuff like that. But that's all. That's off of a whole other. That's on a whole other tangent. Let's not get to that. Let's not get to that. But looking at this though, looking at this bracket, who do you think has the easiest path to the playoff?
I was gonna ask you that question. In my mind, it's Texas.
I was actually going to say that.
In my mind, it's Texas. I feel like Clemson limped in here. Arizona State beat Iowa State, who I'm not impressed with, So I feel like if anybody has an easier walk through, it should be Texas.
You're sitting at 5 spot. Just looking at this, do you think Texas beats Clemson? Now Clemson has to go to Austin to play that game.
Clemson played good against SMU. Almost gave up that game on a comeback.
Yeah, SMU got it in gear and they started playing for real. Like
I agree with that. And Texas and Quinn Ewers made a lot of bad decisions in that Texas game, especially late in that Texas game. I'm going with Texas. I'm gonna stick with that because I think that defense in the running game can manage.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be shocked if Dabo pull. I wouldn't be shocked if Dabo pull out the hat, but I don't expect him to.
Yeah, Ted from Sharpshooters Podcast said that too, man. He said his exact words were, if this is the playoff, and if there ever was a playoff type coach for the playoff, it would be Dabo. I honestly see where he coming from with that, to be honest with you.
Because Dabo is tested.
Mm-hmm.
He has been in those moments before, and he has been in those moments multiple times. So if any coach outside of the Kirby Smarts and the Dan Lannings of the world, I would think Dabo could be one of those guys who come in and get his team together and get them up for a run. Because if they get past Texas,
if they get past Texas, I think if they get past Texas, I think they could beat Arizona State.
I know they can. I really strongly believe they can. I believe whoever wins this game will see. That's the bracket to me. The Tennessee, Ohio State, and Oregon bracket. I want to see that one. I want to watch every game of that one.
I actually think Tennessee beats Ohio State.
That's what I'm saying. I want to watch every game of that one. And I think after that happens, Ryan Day should be escorted off the premises. But that's neither here or there. But he should not be allowed to catch the bus or the airplane with the team, wherever they may go. Even if it's at home, they don't even need to allow him back in Columbus if he loses.
I'm gonna say this: all four of those games before they get to the quarterfinals are intriguing to me, because if I had to pick, I honestly think that Ohio State could beat Tennessee, but I'm picking Tennessee to beat Ohio State in that game just because I think Tennessee is
supposed to be able to beat anybody in this thing with the roster that they have. Let's be real.
It should be. You're right, but I think Tennessee's defensive line is better than Ohio State.
I agree. That's what I said. I think Tennessee can beat Ohio State.
The edge there. Clemson, Texas. I think Texas wins that game, but there's always that rabbit in the hat, Dabo Swinney, who could possibly pull something out. So it's interesting. SMU, Penn State.
That's a tricky one.
I'm calling the upset in that game. I think Rhett Lashley goes to Happy Valley and gets a win at Penn State.
Okay.
I'm picking SMU to win that game. And the Indiana Notre Dame game, in-state game.
Notre Dame's supposed to be able to win that, dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're supposed to be able to win that, dog.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This is what I'm looking at.
I disagree.
Do you think Riley Leonard is a good quarterback?
No. I didn't think he was a good quarterback when they did a whole ESPN special on the guy because he's been there so long. Yeah, all right. But
okay,
with all that experience he has, he should be easily the number one quarterback coming out in the draft. But I believe in Coach Freeman as a coach, so that's why
That's the reason why
that's why I'm
I'm
giving
saying I
them the
think
edge.
Notre Dame wins that game because
Yeah, that's what
of
I'm saying.
Marcus
That's why
Freeman.
I give them the edge.
But Kurt Cinetti in Indiana, I honestly think they can win that game as well too. I want to go with them in this game, but I strongly believe in Marcus Freeman.
Yeah, I think Freeman should be able to coach his way up out of this.
Strongly believe. Travell, King of the Comments, said those schools were beating the brakes off of SEC back then. Now they can't touch our best schools. What about our mid-level schools? Win Model 88 Asylum said the Big Ten is the college football conference with the most money, with 900 million estimated in revenue for the 2024 fiscal year. That's a lot, man. That is a lot. 900 million, almost a billion. Woo. That's what's
I disagree with this.
Boise State got it easy too. Well, here's the thing.
I think Boise State could easily lose to either one of those teams.
Well, yeah, anybody can lose anybody on any given Saturday.
I'm just saying, Boise State offense really struggles if Gentry is not. We haven't seen Gentry get locked up this year. I want to see somebody hold him to under 100 yards and see how their offense moves at that point.
I put it like this. I wonder how this Heisman Trophy media that he's about to get is going to affect the team. That's what I want to see. I'm interested in seeing that. Like if he wins, because the narrative around him and Travis Hunter. Yeah, thank you so much. Travis Hunter. It seems as if it can go either way now. So I'm still leaning Travis Hunter just based off of what the man did in college football this year on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. But it seems to be a lot of people who own the Gentry wagon. Travell comes back and said, if Ohio State beats Tennessee, they would beat Oregon.
I disagree again.
Y'all don't know about that one. Didn't they lose to Oregon? Didn't they lose to Oregon in the middle of the season?
Yep, and they choked against Michigan. I don't believe in Ryan Day.
Okay. All right. Win Model said Texas O-line has some major issues, and Clemson's front seven can definitely get after them up front. I actually agree with this. I think, okay, I'll put it like this. I don't know if it's Texas's O-line that has the issues that are that major.
It's their O-line.
I think it's more Quinn Ewers is very indecisive with the football. And is making the O-line look like that.
I can see where you going with that last interception he threw in the championship, but I would say it's his O-line.
Man, because here's the thing. If the O-line can hold up for 7 seconds, if the O-line can hold up for 7 seconds, the football should be out by then. I think Quinn Ewers is being a little bit indecisive with the football.
I can see on that
O-line and look the way it does. He comes back and says Oregon couldn't even lock up Gentry. I agree, man.
I agree. I'm just saying if you can find a way to stop him, I want to see how their offense pivots. We have yet to see their offense have to pivot. So I want to see. I don't believe that they have the weapons outside of Gentry to pivot.
But that's the thing. When you have a running back like him that just can get active, or running back like Cam Scatterboo, it doesn't matter. You just keep giving him the ball. It's gonna work out.
I understand that he won't get stopped, but I'm just saying I would hope. I want to see a team stop him, like sell out to stop him. Just go ahead and sell out. Because if I'm playing against boys, that's what we doing. He's not beating us.
Okay. So basically you want somebody else to beat you. You're trying to limit him as much as you possibly can so that they force the quarterback to throw the ball. I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
Win Model said, I know what y'all saying. I agree with y'all. I guess he's talking about the O-line situation. Okay. That's what's up, man. And he meant to say loss. All right. Man, this is the inaugural 12-team playoff. And I'm excited to see how this goes because this is going to be the first year. Then next year, we'll have the 12-team playoff again in 2025. And then in 2026, it will expand to 14 teams. 14. It will expand to 14 teams in 2026. So this is going to be interesting, man. This is trial and error. This is what it looks like we doing, trial and error
Should
with
I get it on record? Hold on, yeah. Before we kick off, Nick, let me get your pick. Who you got winning it all, Nick? Let's get it on record. Lock me in, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my original. I'm gonna stick with my original pick from the beginning of the season. I am going to go with Texas to win the national championship.
Okay,
I'm sticking with Texas, man. It's something about that. I think Oregon falters to whoever is the winner between Tennessee and Ohio State. I think Texas has the easiest path to the playoff. And that's what I'm looking at here. I think I wholeheartedly believe that we can see Texas and Georgia in the national championship game.
I'm looking at that.
And if that happens, you're gonna have a lot of upset people in watching that game, because I believe the last time that happened, it was LSU and Bama. Well, it was no, my bad, Georgia and Alabama, when they had an all SEC national championship game, and I think Tua threw that last second. Was that the one where Tua threw the last second touchdown, or was it the one where Georgia got the interception to seal the game? I can't remember which one it was. It was one of them happened, and I think you're gonna have. I am about 78% sure that you will probably see an all SEC national championship again.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna stick with the SEC. I think Kirby pull it out, man. I think it's gonna be Oregon versus Georgia, and I get an edge to Georgia.
Okay, all right. Win Model 88. He said, "Y'all think we see more Arch Manning against Clemson?" I honestly believe you do.
Yeah,
I do.
He had a horrible showing. I mean, like Quinn Ewers kind of played bad in the SEC championship.
It's not even because of that. I think they just want to get him ready for next year, because it's been. I mean, if there's anything, I feel as if that they are letting everybody know that Arch Manning is gonna be the guy next year.
We already know that though. So like, let's go out here and win.
So, this is, and Quinn Ewers is a junior, so he can actually come back next year for his senior season. Now there are rumblings. There are places on certain message boards, and there are places on Twitter that says that Quinn Ewers may enter the portal and transfer to another school after the playoff run is over with. I don't see that happening. I think he probably
it depends on how the playoffs ends, I believe.
I see that. But I still think he probably ends up going to the draft. I don't see why not though. I think he ends up in the draft, man. That's why I got him going at. All right, man. That's the end of the first half, man. How you feeling?
Hey, man, let's go, baby. Let's get it. We lit.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's hit the halftime, ladies and gentlemen, man. Let's go.
You don't out your seats. It's halftime.
All right, man. We in halftime right now, man. What we got to do, man?
You gotta roll that, man. You gotta roll that. Cover your ears if you don't like what it sound like. But we finna roll it.
Do you want to feel like a star? Then go to Hollywood Media, and you'll be shining. From sports interviews, athletic highlight tapes, athletic photography, Hollywood Media will make you the star of all stars. Feel like a star on the most important days of your life, from college graduation to saying I do to your forever person. Let Hollywood Media make your event star-studded. Subscribe and follow on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood. Hey, yo, man, shout out to I Got DJ, man. They want support of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. Follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's, man. You want your memories to last forever, man, and you want to feel star-studded, go to I Got DJ at Hollywood Media. Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
All that.
All right, man. We in halftime right now, man. As y'all know, man, for the past couple of days, man, I've been giving y'all updates about the transfer portal and how it affects
Come on.
Auburn going forward. So just gonna give you about day 3. We normally do our shows on Wednesday, so I'm just gonna give you an update on what's going on with day 3. Day 3, CJ Daniels, former LSU wide receiver, has set his visit for Friday to Auburn. He will be in the building there. Today, Eric Singleton was there this morning with his family for a visit. It was reported that all the coaches were at the door waiting for him to come in. And I think he brought 4 of his family members with him as well. Phoenix Jackson, we got our first commit in the transfer portal season. Linebacker Phoenix Jackson, formerly of Fresno State, is now an Auburn Tiger. He will be at Auburn starting in January, and we will be coming there, making that happen. Darrell Robinson, former running back from the UConn Huskies, he arrived to his visit today as well. And per Jeffrey Lee from Auburn Live, Bayer Sharp, tight end from Oklahoma, canceled his visit from Auburn and now is expected to commit to LSU. So Auburn is still in the portal looking for some tight ends. So we'll see what happened there.
Yeah, hit
then
us
the
up.
biggest one.
We're going to the Sky Bar tonight. Got to take y'all out of town, baby.
What I'm saying.
Show y'all the sights.
And then, of course, Malik Murphy, the quarterback from Duke, who entered the transfer portal last night, as a matter of fact, arrived for his visit at Auburn today at around 4:15 p.m. So he is there now with his visit. And then tomorrow, Jackson Arnold will be
Yeah, me and Malik going to the Sky Bar tonight. He just called me. We set up the reservation. We will be in the building.
And Jackson Arnold will be on campus tomorrow for his official visit as well. He has visits lined up. He has after tomorrow, he has a visit lined up to Mississippi State on Friday. And Malik Murphy has one set up to Miami next end of this week, beginning of next week, this weekend sometime. It's not for
man,
sure.
He's gonna go see Uncle Luke, man. I gotta call him back. We got to find some in the Sky Bar. He's finna go down there with Uncle Luke.
You know what I'm saying? Win Model 88 Asylum said Ashton Daniels coming to the Plains. Win Model, it seems as if it looks as if that is going to happen. But he's not the guy. He's not going to be the guy. Auburn is going to need to have Coach Hugh Freeze basically said he's going to have 4 scholarship guys on the team. And so right now, as that sits, you only have Deuce Knight and Walker White in the quarterback room. So it seems as if Ashton Daniels, who is from Beaufort, Georgia, will be coming home this for the break, and he's going to visit Auburn. He did say yesterday in an interview that right now Auburn is the front runner, and it seems as if everything is moving forward. But it does seem as if he is coming in to be the quality backup behind whoever the number 1 guy is that Auburn is going after. So we'll see what happens with that. But yes, if I had to give you a pick, based on all of the national writers, all of the insiders that are closer to Auburn, it seems as if Ashton Daniels will be an Auburn Tiger next year, unless there is a major breakthrough.
Major key alert.
Yeah, major key alert. Major key. What up, TJ Lou? Man, appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you being here. He said we're going to offer Fernando Mendoza. Lady, I have an affinity for Mendoza, man. I think Mendoza is actually an NFL talent. If y'all don't know, Mendoza is the quarterback, was the quarterback for the Cal Bears. He entered the transfer portal. Former Auburn coach Brian Harsin is now the offensive coordinator for the Cal Bears. And it seems as if Mendoza is entering the portal and looking to take his talent somewhere else. There are a lot of names that have been floated around as who would possibly be the guy that Auburn is actually looking at. Malik Murphy, of course, Jackson Arnold, of course, You've had Miller Moss, Caden Salter, Thomas Castellanos seems to be headed to Florida State with Gus Malzahn and Osman Cromer. There are a lot of guys. Darren Manessa, he actually committed to Duke today. So the school that Malik Murphy left, Darren Mensa is now has committed to. So there are a lot of names, but there are a lot of guys who I believe, just from what I've read, who are silently wanting to go in the portal, but they're waiting to see what their schools, what their current schools do at certain positions and coaches. So Mendoza, does Auburn look at Mendoza? I think he gets a look. Especially if especially what happens with these first two guys that are going to be on campus today, that's on campus now, and one that will be there tomorrow. But yeah, it'll be interesting. If I had to give you, if I had to say, does Auburn offer Mendoza? I would probably say, as of right now, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we finna see what Malik gonna do.
Yeah, I would probably say, as of right now, no. I don't think they do, because I think
if Malik go to Miami, we might offer Mendoza.
I think Auburn knows who they want. And I believe that guy is not in the portal right now, but it's still a long way to go. King of the Comments Reveal said Malik Murphy, we need that guy.
I'm trying to call him, bro, but hey, he going to Uncle Luke, bro. I can't compete with Uncle Luke, bro.
Yeah.
Auburn can't compete with Miami, bro, with on campus visits.
You got a point there. You got a point. Miami
calling around, bro. Skyboy ain't gonna cut it.
When Asylum said, I'll be interested to see what Miller Moss ends up. Yeah, I think the mutual interest between Miller Moss and Auburn is I'm not gonna say severed, but I think it is not as strong as it was. If I had to pick, I think Miller Moss is probably gonna end up in Missouri. If I had to pick. That's just based on what I've read. I think he ends up at Missouri. C Hall, what's going on, my guy? C Hall, I feel you, bro. TJ Lou said, I think they want Malik right now. Yeah. I believe so. I believe they want him right now. Because the guy that they really want is not in the portal. But we'll see what happens there. He said the rumors of Malik being interested in Miami supposedly wasn't true.
Oh, okay.
I read that too.
Uncle Luke, huh?
But I didn't. I read that too. I know where you coming from, TJ Lou. I read that too, but I don't know about that one all the way, because if you ask me, as much as I want the best guy at the quarterback position at Auburn, you want the best fit as well. And I actually think that he fits better with what Miami wants to do. Malik Murphy fits better with Miami's style of offense. I hope not. I'm laughing at that statement, and I hope not.
We gotta do something, man.
Aaron Nolan will be available too if Julian saying taking over for Howard. Yeah, Aaron Nolan. That's an interesting one as well too. He should have been an Auburn. Aaron Nolan should have been at Auburn, man. He should have. From Georgia, man. That's a Duke. That's a Dukes to scoop guy. If you Dukes would have a lot more in that. But that's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Aaron Nolan too, because I believe, isn't he at Ohio State right now? Aaron Nolan at Ohio State. So yeah, that would be interesting to see. But it depends on what happens with Will Howard too. So if Will Howard comes back to Ohio State, or he may test that NFL water as well too.
I don't know why.
That'll be interesting, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Aaron Nolan, bro. Aaron Nolan should not have left Georgia. He should have not left the South, bro. But that one hurt when I remember he ended up committing to Ohio State, because I thought that man could have been special in the SEC. Hugh got the escorts on deck, so we got that. All right. He said, I don't know if that rumor is true or not. Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not either, but I just don't think I haven't I try to read as much stuff as I possibly can on other message boards and from other insiders at other schools and things, stuff like that. I just didn't see anything to where it was that, he wasn't interested in Miami. I think the opposite. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he has a visit set for Miami sometime in the near future. So
Man,
we'll
you
see
need to
there.
tell me what I need to do, cause he go down there, it ain't no getting him back.
Well, the thing is, Hugh Freeze has said that his approach now to recruiting in the transfer portal is going to be different from actual high school recruiting, for the simple fact of basically he wants to get the transfers on campus and lock the doors and and get a commitment from them before they leave. I don't know how effective that's going to be. I don't know how effective that's going to be, but we'll see what happens, man. Wednesday, it'll be interesting to see what Georgia does at QB next year too. Yeah, you're right. Gunnar Stockton seems to have that on lock based off his performance.
I just gonna say I like how Stockton performed though. I like going forward. I can see them going with Stockton.
Yeah, but they still have to have some depth in that room. So
that's true.
I mean, you look at it and you possibly can see who could they go and get to add some depth to their room, and then of course they can go out and recruit through the high school ranks as well and have some depth there as well, because as you saw what happened with Carson Beck this past weekend. We still don't know if he's gonna be able to go because he has a sprained UCL, so Tommy John basically. So we'll see what's up with that. But yeah, man, that is the transfer portal news as of right now. Hopefully we'll be hearing something soon on more people committed, because Auburn does have a couple of other visits lined up. Wendell Moore, Ahmad Hardy will be visiting. Horatio Fields will be visiting as well. Another running back. Zachariah Poser, Jacksonville State safety, he'll be visiting as well. So I mean, it's a lot going on. Oh, my bad. Clev Lubin from Coastal Carolina, the edge, he'll be visiting as well. So Chasen Johnson, the DB from UCF, he'll be visiting as well. So there are a lot of visits that set up. Oh, and the one that I'm excited about, Dallas Walker IV, Western Kentucky guy. He is, yes. Horatio Fields is a receiver. Yes, he is. Miller Moss, target for Georgia. That would be interesting. I heard
that. I was gonna say that, but I'm not sure. I wasn't sure.
The schools that I've noticed that have been talked about the most have been Missouri and Louisville. Have been the schools that have been talked about the most for Miller Moss. Georgia, I just really started seeing that sometime yesterday. But
question for you on the sideline before we get up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Georgia and you get him, are you starting Stockton or are you gonna start him next year?
Oh, you gotta start Miller Moss. You got to. Miller Moss is actually
saying this under the impression that Stockton closes out this playoffs. It actually looks good.
That's the question. If Carson Beck can't come back and Gunnar Stockton leads this team to a national championship, then yeah, he's got to be the unquestioned starter next year. But if there's questions about his play, if his play is just iffy, I think you gotta look. And Miller Moss does go to Georgia. You actually gotta look at Miller Moss, because Miller Moss is talented, man. It's a talented quarterback. He said Miller Moss is similar to Carson Beck to him. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. Maybe just a little bit shorter. Moss, depending on how the season ends. Yep, that's exactly what we said. If Gunnar Stockton leads him to a national championship, then you definitely got to bring Gunnar Stockton back as the starter. Unless you just got somebody in there that's just that's just off the chain better.
They need to get better receiver though. They lead the
of course.
So with Miller Moss, they gonna have to get some receivers.
They do. I mean, because Miller Moss was balling in the first half of the year. I just don't know exactly. Well, I know exactly why he got benched.
Carson Beck itch, that means he's gonna have talent.
No, but Miller Moss got he got a really accurate arm though. He got a really good arm. His arm is really good.
I ain't really get to watch him this year.
I watched him against LSU. He played a really good game against LSU. I think he had an interception in the game. But other than that, Miller Moss is pretty good. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get to the second half, man, because that was a long halftime, but it is what it is, man. We appreciate y'all so much for interacting with us in the chat. And we gonna make it right. We gonna make it right. But let's go ahead and let's head to the second half. Let's go.
You're now entering the second half.
All right, man. We in the second half right now, and as always, man, subscribe, like, and share the video, man. Here on YouTube, also hit the notification bell as well, man. Follow us on X, at CoolersPod23. Follow our Instagram and TikTok page, at the Water Cooler Talk, and on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook as well, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, man. We had a couple of comments come in while we was going through the second half. TJ Lou said, Arian Smith dropped every pass this season, but one in the Texas game.
Bro, he the fastest on the team.
That's what I'm saying.
He the speedster, bro. He remind me of Anthony Schwartz. You remember Anthony Schwartz?
Really fast. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Dude just got speed.
Had really fast, but can't catch a lick.
Man, got speed. Anthony Schwartz, he can catch on. He can catch. Asylum said, man, Dane Key from Kentucky and Singleton from Georgia Tech are visiting Georgia. Yes, they are. Actually, Eric Singleton is at Auburn right now. And I believe Auburn is I know Auburn is the favorite because he was actually looking at Auburn when he came out of high school in 2023, when there was the staff changeover from Harsin to Coach Hugh Freeze. He actually gave Auburn a look then, but ended up deciding to go to Georgia Tech just based off of, they weren't able to build up a relationship as quick as possible. So him coming out, I think if you had to ask me Nick's pick, and I'm gonna start calling those that Nick's pick, you know how they have the crystal balls and the RPM for everybody else. Nick's pick, if you had to ask me where Singleton ends up, I honestly think he ends up at Auburn. If you had to ask me, I think that's where he goes. All right, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into the second half topic, man. We don't want to hold y'all too much longer, man. All SEC teams came out, and bruh, I'm gonna say this. Hold on, wait a minute. I missed one from the real. He said that's a crazy name for the coach. Oh, you talking about Cleve Lubin from Close to Carolina? That was funny. That's funny. That is funny. All right, man. So let's get into this. All SEC teams came out, and I'm gonna say this. I think some people got snubbed from some spots on the All SEC team. I'm gonna be real with you. All right, so let's bring up the graphic. Hopefully y'all can see this. Ooh, that's a little too small. Jesus Christ, that's too small. I'm gonna read it for y'all. I got it right here in front of me. So here is all SEC first team. All right. On the offensive side of the ball, at quarterback, Jackson Dart. At running back, Dylan Sampson from Tennessee. Jarquez Hunter from Auburn. Those are your two running backs. Wide receiver, Luther Burden III from Missouri and Ryan Williams from Alabama. Tight end, Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt. Offensive line, Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas. Will Campbell from LSU. Tyler Booker from Alabama. Tate Ratledge from Georgia. Cooper Mays and Dylan Sampson, both from Tennessee. On the defensive side, Kyle Kennard from South Carolina at D-line, Walter Nolan at D-line, Nick Scarlton at D-line, James Pierce Jr. on D-line, and Prince, I don't even know how to say that dude's last name, Amalandina from Ole Miss on D-line. At linebacker, Danny Stutzman from Oklahoma, Jahad Campbell from Alabama, Whit Weeks from LSU, and in the secondary, Trey Amos, Nick, Jesus Christ, Malachi Moore, Jedi Barron, and I can't pronounce the dude's last name. That's on your offensive defensive side of the ball. That's your first team All SEC. Now, the biggest one here is the one that I'm having trouble with is the Ryan Williams one, bro. I'm having real trouble with the Ryan Williams one, bro.
Because Kevin Coleman got better numbers than Ryan Williams, if you ask me. And he so I know KLS do. So it's just like, come on, bro. Like
okay, so here go KLS. He go KLS numbers. KLS. Look at this. Look who popped
Hey,
in the chat.
he right on time.
Who popped in the chat. Shout out to the Sharpshooters podcast.
Shout out.
These are the numbers. These are the numbers compared to KLS and Ryan Williams. And I also have a problem with this for another reason. I have a problem with this for another reason. But this is one main reason why I have a problem with this right here. Keandre Lambert-Smith, 50 receptions, 981 yards, 8 touchdowns, average of 19.6 yards per catch. Ryan Williams, 45 catches, 857 yards, 8 touchdowns, average of 19 yards per catch. It's crazy, right? Now,
Hey, I just pulled it up myself.
I want you to listen to this. Listen to this now. Listen to this. Trey Harris from Ole Miss. This is Trey Harris from Ole Miss, which I honestly believe was the biggest snub out of all of them.
Yep.
Trey Harris from Ole Miss. Let me pull up his numbers real quick. Receptions. Where you at, receptions? Where you at, Trey Harris? Come on.
Right here. My bad. Let me go back to it. I was looking at Kevin Cole. Receptions, he has 60. He has 1,000 yards and 7 TDs.
Bruh.
He averaged 17.2 yards per.
And if I'm not mistaken, Trey Harris missed like 3 games this year. He could have easily been a 1,500-yard receiver if he did not miss games because of injury. And this man is not even first team all SEC, bro.
Yeah,
I think he ended up on the 3rd team. Trey Harris ended up as a 3rd team all SEC guy. That's crazy to me, bro. That is crazy to me. That's crazy to me, man. That makes no sense. Like, who picking these teams, bro? Who picking these teams?
Same people who trying to pick Bama to put them in the playoff.
Ooh.
Be sharp.
Ooh. They saying KLS got robbed, man. They messed over KLS, man. I'm telling you, they did, man. KLS should have been first team, bro, over Luther Burden. That's what he's saying. What's Luther Burden numbers? Let me look up Luther Burden numbers, bro. Let me look them up. I got them right here in front of me, bro, but Jesus Christ, man. Luther Burden III, 2024 stats.
Whoa. Hold up.
Exactly, right? Exactly, right?
61 receptions, 676 yards, 6 TDs.
That's first team, though. That's first team, bro. That's first team. That's first team. That's who you pick first. Hold on. That's first team, ladies and gentlemen. That's first team. That's first team.
What?
Come on, bro. Come on.
What?
Come on, bro.
Are you serious? And
make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense now. Make it make sense. If you ask me, Trey Harris and KLS should have been first team all SEC, bro.
Easy though. It shouldn't even been no conversation though.
It should have been first. They should have been first team all SEC.
Wow.
Thank you. I'm just saying it. Jalen Walker won the Buckets Award, but wasn't even first team all SEC. What? And to think about it, Keldrick Faulk, Jalen McLeod,
I just
didn't even make the team.
Teams. Yeah, I just want to say when we got deep in the list, I was say Kevin Faulk should have made all SEC somewhere.
This is all SEC second team right here, man. This is all SEC second team that I just put up on the screen. There you got on the all SEC second team.
Quinn Ewers
at quarterback. You got my bad. Rocket Sanders from South Carolina at running back. Le'Veon Moss at Texas A&M. Andrew Armstrong from Arkansas. Keandre Lambert-Smith. Gunnar Ham. Caden Proctor. Dylan Fairchild. Armand. Man, bro, I cannot pronounce these last names, bro. Goodness. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Emory Jones, Jared Wilson, and Baron Brown. On the defensive side, Braden Swinson, Landon Jackson from Arkansas, Johnny Walker Jr., Michael Williams, R. Mason Thomas, Anthony Hill Jr., Jalen Walker. He won the Buckets Award and he's second team, bro. Come on, make it make sense. Chris Paul, not the basketball player.
But Alabama
Malik starts.
team, right?
Jermon McCoy, Will Lee the third, and Isaac Smith. Who making these lists, bro? Who
Bro,
making these lists?
if y'all don't understand that Bama got everything buyed up, sold up, man, y'all better wake up. Look at the Bama linebacker sitting up there in the first team. What he did. They couldn't stop the run all year. What linebacker from Bama should be first team? They can't stop the run almost cuts. But I'm gonna just shut up.
This is the third team. This is the third team right here, bro. This is the third team.
And they got
Trey
another
Harris,
linebacker on third team.
Trey Harris is third team, bro. Kevin Coleman is third team, bro.
Get out of here.
I just want to know SEC who voted on these guys.
Get out of here. Shout out to the
JJ
first
Pegues from Ole Miss.
Carolina.
Like Deontay Lawson from Alabama. Like Xavier Schwartz from Arkansas. Like, come on, man. You mean to tell me that Keldrick Faulk, Jalen McLeod couldn't make the All-SEC team this year on the defense side? They couldn't even make at least the third team, bro. Come on, bro. Like this made I don't understand this at all, bro. Like I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Like what's up with that, man? What's up with this?
Man, they looking at Auburn like they looking at Vanderbilt, bro. They ain't give nothing no love.
None. You got KLS was the only one that made. Now, granted, Jay Crawford and Cam Coleman did make the freshman All-American team. They made the freshman All-American team. Cam Coleman and Jay Crawford did. But man, I'm looking at this list and I'm like, bro, I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
He had a better season. On what defense?
What you talking about? Look at this. Seahawks said it's ridiculous. I agree, man. It's ridiculous. TJ Lou said, who made the team's roster? I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Wait. Let's see. Let's see what Sharpshooter said, lady. Let's see what Sharpshooter said.
Trying to find the stat. That's what I've been looking up the whole time. Okay.
He said, what day is y'all bowl? He said, what day is y'all bowl game, Marcus?
Go to sleep, bro.
Wow.
Go to sleep.
It's all right, man.
No, it ain't all right. He know what he was doing. Go to sleep.
I know what he was doing too. What you talking about? I know exactly what he was doing.
Go to sleep, bro.
Like this is baffling to me. This is baffling to me, bro. Baffling.
I'm looking for the stat. I gotta get it right.
Only 2 Auburn players made all SEC teams. Jarquez Hunter made first team. Keandre Lambert-Smith made second team. That's offense. Keldrick Faulk, Jalen McLeod. You could probably throw Asante in there. Asante could have made third team on the defensive side. Caleb Harris could have made the freshman All-American team. Shout out to Kendall, man. What's up, Kendall, man? Hope everything going good with you.
What up, K-Rod?
Hold up. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Like, I don't even want to look at it no more, bro. It just made me mad, bro. It just made me mad. It just made me mad, bro. And you know what makes me even madder is the fact that they had Trey Harris at third team All SEC.
That's a spit in the face, bro.
That's exactly, bro. This man,
under 1,000-yard receivers over that dude is blasphemy.
I don't get it, man. Trey Harris should have been first team. And even though he was hurt, he missed some games. That man should have been first team. Like, he was so far ahead at one point in time that he missed 2 games. Nobody could catch up to him. If that man would have played a whole season, that man would have been a 1,500-yard receiver. He would have been a 1,500-yard receiver, bro. Trey Harris would have been. And he made the third team All SEC, bro, not the first team. Luther Burton had 600 yards, 700 yards receiving?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Let's stop it. They just trying to help that man draft stock. That's all they're trying to do. They just trying to help that man draft stock. That's how I see it.
Yeah, his stats is better be sharp. I have to agree with that. 55
solos. You talking about Campbell?
Campbell, yeah. 55 solos, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 INT to 36 solos, 6.5 sacks. Hey, y'all defense needed all those 55 tackles though. Still didn't work out.
Yeah, what
Sorry,
it is,
but
man.
you know,
Yeah, we're gonna let y'all ponder on that one, man. Hopefully, whoever made that list don't make it next year. Or the media that voted on these guys. Hopefully, I don't know, man. But it is what it is. Marcus, that's the end of that. That's the end of the game, man. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. Open up the phone line, man. Let's talk to some people tonight.
Let's do that. Let's do that. All
Talk to
right,
some,
let's put this in the chat. Marcus want to talk to y'all. So guess what? We gonna
go
talk
ahead.
to y'all.
I know who's finna call in. So go
If they
ahead.
call in, we gonna talk a little bit. There it is, right there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to come in and talk with us, there's the link right there. Click that link, audio only. Come in, talk with us for a few, and guess what? We gonna answer some questions. We gonna talk with you back.
Bro,
But
go to sleep, bro.
in the
Please
meantime,
go to sleep.
we gonna head to the post game. We'll see you in a minute.
It's time to shut down in the post game.
Oh boy, we in the post game, ladies and gentlemen, man, and we here. So we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. The link in the chat. If you want to come in and talk with us, there it is. And oh boy, somebody
Bro,
already.
he didn't get
Hey, here you go. Hey, sharp shooters. He said 28-14, 5 in a row. But Kendall came back and said, it ain't 6 though.
Tell me that's about
And
it.
on that note, ladies and gentlemen, our guy from the Sharpshooters podcast, B Sharp. What's going on, B Sharp? Unmute your mic.
No, don't tell him nothing. Let him figure it out.
You gotta unmute
Yeah.
this guy. What's up, B Sharp? What going on?
I don't know why Kendall talking like y'all only got one national championship to show for it out that time.
Man, bruh.
Matter of
Listen,
fact, out of that 6 times, y'all ain't got nothing to show for it but an undefeated season and a Sugar Bowl win of Virginia Tech. And I actually love that team, man. Shout out to Cadillac and them boys.
man, we can have so many more national championships we can claim. The ones that y'all fake claim that y'all say y'all won. Man,
We
them
can
ain't
take them
no
away,
real
we'll
national
still have more.
championships. No, y'all wouldn't.
I ain't going down this road with you.
Y'all wouldn't. Y'all would have y'all. Okay, you know what? You right. Y'all would have 9, and we would have 7.
Okay.
But y'all wouldn't have no 18 though.
Hey, the only thing I know, the great Pat Dye, God rest his soul, said, y'all will always be little brother.
No, he didn't mean that. He didn't.
No, the man that y'all literally had his man's name on the stadium. This man,
It's still there. It's still there.
I know.
What up, Huggy Beard, man? Shout out to Huggy Beard, man. What's up, man?
I just don't know why y'all over here complaining about the. For one, Jalen Walker had a good year, but to have the Buckets Award up there, like, yeah, I'm about to say he had a good season, but not like that to win Buckets Award, man. It's so many guys that could have been ahead of him.
Big, man.
Hey, Asylum said COVID titles don't count either. No national championship since 2017. So in that case, then the Lakers one don't count. Who else won? Who else won in the COVID year? Who else won in 2020?
Hey, I need to clean up that Lakers championship.
Okay,
chill out.
Okay, let's just go with that. No championship since 2017. That 2010 banner that y'all got down at Toomer's Corner, that thing faded, man. That thing ain't got no color to it. You need to get some dust off that. We don't even have the crystal trophies no more. We don't have the crystal trophies no more, man. At least get into the playoffs, my brother. At least get into the playoffs.
What? So you can come out here and kill some more trees?
Say what?
So you can come out here and kill some more trees?
Hey, rest in peace to the late great Harvey Updike.
Wow. This man literally just said rest in peace. Wow, boy, you something else. That's a wild statement right there. That's a wild statement.
My man named his daughter Alabama and named his son Bear Bryant. That listen here, I love Alabama, but I would never name my child after no Alabama great.
Hey, King of the comment said your childhood must have been awful, B Sharp, Bama, and the Redskins.
Yeah, well, clearly Alabama been winning. I don't know what Auburn team you've been seeing winning.
Auburn, Alabama. Okay, let's get this right.
So your
Since,
child,
since,
so your
since the
child,
92 national championship, Alabama was not really relevant
you know what I'm
winning
saying?
national championships
He was born in
until
91.
I was born in 91. I remember
2007, 2008, whatever it was, 2009, whatever y'all won that.
That's
It is
cool,
what it is.
man. That's cool, man. That is cool. If you tell me through that time, Auburn has always been a little brother.
Okay, all right, it is what it is.
Hey,
And,
man,
Asylum disagrees with you. He said Jalen Walker won that Buckets Award because he showed up in big games.
Exactly.
Okay. If he showed up in big games, what, he had a lot of tackles?
Shoot, your boy had a lot of tackles. He had to pad them stats in that Oklahoma game. He was grabbing. Come here. Come here. Get over it.
I think the last time I checked, that's cool. We lost the game, brother. We lost the game. I'm not mad about that. No matter how bad we got whooped in that game, ain't nothing more funnier than watching y'all after Oklahoma and Auburn game. I mean, y'all would look like some sad puppies up here after paying.
Listen, at least I can sit here and say we ain't lose that game by 21 points.
It don't matter. Which one hurts
it
worse?
Matters.
Oh,
it matters.
Be real. Be real, Nick.
Okay.
Which games hurt worse? The blowouts or the close ones?
The close ones.
Exactly. So why are we having this conversation?
Now, Marcus said the close ones. I think all of them hurt. That's what I'm saying. I think all of them hurt.
Yeah, they all hurt, but it's the closer ones you overanalyze. Like, man, if we did this right, man, we would have won this game. Like, if y'all literally just ran the ball, y'all beat Oklahoma. But we'll never know because old Peyton Thorne, Mr. Pick Six.
Wow.
Mr. Pick Six. I love Mr. Pick Six. I wish he came back.
It's just gonna be so
good.
It's gonna be so fun when he really
appreciate you stopping through, Huggy, man. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Huggy.
Man, be safe, man.
Man, I know. I gotta show y'all brothers some love, man. Y'all brothers been doing the damn thing, man.
Well,
as much as I give y'all a hard time, man, y'all brothers are doing the damn thing. And even though Marcus got on this ugly ass shirt,
it's a great shirt. That's a great shirt, sir. That's a great shirt. That's one of the best shirts ever.
Be Alabama, but y'all brothers are doing the damn thing.
See how said who answered the call? That's what he said.
Bro, he didn't even let the phone line open up. See how
I'm saying. I
ain't even be up here long. See how I ain't even about to be up here long, man. I just want to show these brothers some love. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like and hit the like and comment, and definitely subscribe to these boys. These boys are some great brothers. I support them, and I'm always keep supporting them. But I would never support them when they talking this Auburn BS.
All right, be sharp.
That's
why Ted is the greatest one on the Sharpshooters podcast.
Hey man, he's the greatest one until you start talking about Auburn.
It makes him greater.
Oh, we just play. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, man, as always, man, that's our guy. That's our guy, Be Sharp, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel, man. Even though he is an Alabama fan, y'all go show him some love, man.
Collab coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. Big collab.
All right, he's telling y'all he got somebody coming. So y'all,
I'm talking about y'all. It's y'all.
Us? Oh, okay, all right, all right, then that's what's up. We'll be there. You'll be there as long as it don't interfere with my wife. We good.
Your wife?
Yeah, as long as it don't interfere with my wife. If I don't got nothing going on with my wife, I can't do it.
I understand what you're saying. I was expecting you to say like life or
my wife.
And you that's cut out all of you made it very direct.
Very direct. As long as it ain't got nothing to do with my wife. I'm there, bro. That's it, bro. Hey man, we in the post game right now, man. And the SEC put out the schedules for 2025. And we're gonna run through Auburn's schedule. We're gonna look at some of the big games that's coming up in some of those weeks as well. Here's the schedule for Auburn right here, man. Start off the year with Baylor. At Baylor in Waco, Texas. Then we come back home for Ball State.
Woo.
Then we got, I don't even know how I feel about that game. I don't even think I'm gonna pick that game. South Alabama Jaguars got to go to Jordan Hare Stadium.
Come on now.
And then we travel to Oklahoma to play at Norman, and then we travel to College Station to play Texas A&M. Then we are at home against Georgia, and then at home against Missouri. Then we go to Arkansas. Then Kentucky comes back to the Plains, and then Vanderbilt. We have to go to Vanderbilt this year, and we end the season off at home at Mercer, and then of course the greatest rivalry in college football and sports.
This year.
The Iron Bowl is at Jordan Hare Stadium this year. Marcus, I'm gonna tell you something about this schedule. He gonna put this up on some sharp shoots on the cupcake schedule. I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this.
It should be Deuce Knight, Kim. But
you talking about Marcus? Who do you think? Who do you think is next year's QB?
Yep.
Who you think it is?
I say it should be Deuce Knight because this is how I wholeheartedly feel. When she goes and gets a transfer quarterback, if it don't pan out early on, he's gonna take a big hit. And honestly, to me, if I'm gonna live and die by it this year, I'm going with young talent. I'm showing y'all what the future holds. At least if we don't start out the season like that, at least by game 5 or 6 if it's not going how we want it to go. So that's my stance on it.
Okay. All right. When Marlo Masalim said Rich Rod went back to West Virginia, good move. Yeah, I believe that is a good move for West Virginia. I like Rich Rod. Hey, do you remember when Rich Rod was actually the guy that Alabama wanted to hire before? Was the guy that they hired, and then he said no.
Yeah.
And then they hired Saban. Saban would have never been at Bama if Rich Rod would have just stayed. But hey, he going back to West Virginia, man. So shout out to him. Seahawks said he wouldn't dare do what you just said. He said he would not dare start one of those guys. I'm guessing that's the reason why he said
you were talking about Kendall subscribing to the channel. My bad. Dang, cuz my bad. See, you know what I'm saying? Clarify what you talking about, see y'all.
And then Kendall said he liked Deuce. Okay. He said guys play. Looking at this schedule, man, I'm gonna say this, man. I think this schedule right here fits. I'm gonna tell you what I like about the schedule. I like that it is not 5 straight home games for Auburn like it was this past season. And then next thing you know, you have a whole month away from home. The whole month of October, Auburn didn't play at home this past season. So I kind of like how it's broken up, you know, away, home, home, away, home, home, away, home. So it's a little bit easier schedule. So looking at the schedule, I honestly think looking at this, depending on who Auburn gets at quarterback, whoever ends up being the QB at Auburn, depending on the offensive lines, I think the defense is going to be solid next year. This is very preliminary. I'm going to go 9 wins. Just from what I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
I'm going to go ceiling. I'm going to give you a ceiling and a floor. Ceiling 9, floor 5. Because I can see Auburn losing to Baylor. I can see Auburn losing to Texas A&M.
I can see them losing to y'all if you don't coach it right.
I can see Auburn losing to Vanderbilt again. I can see Auburn losing to Oklahoma because if they get who I think they're going to get at quarterback, it's going to be a problem. I can see Auburn losing to Georgia. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm gonna say 5. Alabama's always ceiling is 5. I mean, ceiling is 9 wins. Floor 5. That's where I am, and that's very preliminary. Come back and see me when we know a roster and everything. I'm just preliminarily picking this. That's what I'm picking.
So my ceiling as an Auburn fan, if I'm not going,
no way, Nick. Okay, all right, Kendall, tell me what you got.
If I'm not gonna go off what I seen on the field this year, and just be an Auburn fan, I'd say ceiling 10 wins, like Kendall said. Floor, realistically, then when we look at the floor, I gotta look at it as an album. I mean, as a person who watched us this year, I say 6, 5, 6, like you. Because if we get into this situation where, because we could have been an 8-win team this year if we managed games correctly. Are we agreeing on that, Nick, or am I just I'm by
No.
myself on that?
Yeah, you by yourself on that one.
I think we could have won 8 games this year. We managed a couple games down the line differently. So, with that being said, I can't go in next year confident that my coach gonna coach us out of situations. But with the talent that we have, if he can, I don't see why 10 wins would be a problem with this schedule, because we have a lot of quarterbacks. We have a lot of teams that gonna have to rebuild, and they're gonna look different from next year. Like the teams that you did give us losses to, I can see why, because they're gonna be veteran teams coming back.
Well, here's the thing. Baylor didn't really lose anybody in the portal. All they doing is gain. I
That's what I'm
think Baylor
saying.
only got like 4 people in the portal, and Baylor went 8-4 this year. So they got some talent coming back, and they got some depth coming back as well. Oklahoma, if John Mateer does go to Oklahoma with his offensive coordinator being Arbuckle from Washington State, that's going to be a problem. And then you got to realize too that Oklahoma did not have all of their wide receivers at one time at all this season. They were all injured. So I expect Oklahoma to be more explosive on offense than they were this year.
I think
Next year than they were this year. Texas A&M, Marcel Reed is just gonna get better. He's just gonna get even better than what he's shown this year. In some games he played really well. In some games he looked like a first-year starter. Georgia is Georgia. Nate Frazier coming back. Gunnar Stockton looking like he may be the next starting quarterback at Georgia. And it is there. So we'll see there. Vanderbilt. I think Jerry Kill is going to go find him another Pavia type quarterback, unless Pavia ends up winning that lawsuit and comes back for another year.
Okay.
But Vanderbilt has lost a lot in the portal, but they also gained some stuff too. Like Keanu Knott from Alabama, he ended up committing to Vanderbilt today, actually, on the defensive side of the ball. But Vanderbilt has lost some other pieces that were part of that, like some linemen and a couple of D linemen and some linebackers as well, and I think a cornerback. But go ahead.
Yeah. So the only thing I'm hearing is 2 teams that you're saying that is coming back that should undoubtedly beat us.
3, 4.
The other 2 toss-ups, because that's still uncertain. Like Baylor, I can see where you're going. Texas A&M, I can see where you're going.
No, Baylor and Georgia. Baylor and Georgia. Texas A&M are Oklahoma. It really depends. It really depends.
Go ahead. Georgia, I feel like if they don't go get the right guy, we can see Georgia taking a step back next year.
That's a possibility. I mean, it is a possibility. You're right, but I think Gunnar Stockton is the guy. I think they want Gunnar Stockton to be the guy. I mean, I just feel
how he finished the season.
You're right. You said, I mean, but you got to understand he didn't take a snap at all this year. He didn't take a snap at all this year
into the championship.
Yeah, but now with him knowing going into the offseason and then going into the season next year knowing that he's the guy, that's a different level of confidence. Now it also brings some, depending on the type of guy it is, it possibly could be some nerves in there as well. But if you going into the season knowing you the guy,
you're the guy, but you still don't have a receiving core that can support you right now.
They'll go out and get somebody. They'll go out and get somebody in the portal.
Let's see. Like, we don't know. That's what I'm saying. Everything else is subjective. This is tossed up. Like what you said about Baylor and Texas A&M returning their people, that's factual. That's happening. So that's what I'm saying. Like, looking at the schedule, I can say, all right, Baylor, Texas A&M, we might, you know what I'm saying? But depending on how everything go, right now, the way our roster is constructed, we are talented enough to beat.
We don't have a quarterback.
I'm just saying.
And we don't have we don't have the offensive tackles right now. We don't know who the offensive tackle be, and we don't know who the quarterback gonna be. So that's the reason. And like I said, this is very preliminary, very preliminary. Like the season just ended 2 weeks ago.
With Walker White, we should be able to beat them. If Hugh Freeze is the coach that we think he is, we should be able to beat them with the guy.
Okay, I hear where you coming from.
He's the offensive mind that we say he is.
I see where you're coming from.
I agree, C Hall. That's gonna be our measuring stick. We're gonna see exactly what we coming.
Are you talking next year, Travell? 7 ceiling, 5 floors. What you saying next year?
Yeah.
Kendall said at this point, my next at this point, any next QB that we have win those close games. All right. We're gonna get into this in a little bit. He said Bill Belichick to UNC. We're gonna get into that in a little bit. Tough first game, but a win would tell us the season. I agree with you there too. First, I agree with you there. I agree with you there. I said Kendall think we win against Baylor. I don't know, man. Baylor tough team.
That's a tough team, boy.
Baylor tough team. Baylor went 8-4.
This is what I say to that, Kendall.
I think Baylor could have easily won 10 games this year.
I ain't gonna argue that, but
two games. They could have won those games, but and those guys that was on that team are coming back. So Baylor gonna be together.
I would say that game is the game that we have to see Hugh Freeze scheme. We're gonna have to.
Of course.
He's gonna have to coach that game. There's no talent. Nothing is gonna bail him out. He's gonna have to out coach.
Of course. I agree with you there, man. I wholeheartedly agree with you there. All right, man. That's the schedule. We were gonna get into some of the other SEC top games. One game that caught my interest was Notre Dame actually has to go to Arkansas next year. That's gonna be an interesting game. That's gonna be a really interesting game. Notre Dame has to go to Arkansas next year and play. I can't remember what week it is, but that's gonna be pretty interesting to watch. That's gonna be a pretty interesting game. I'm gonna actually sit down and watch that game.
You think Notre Dame gonna rebuild?
They got to. Riley Leonard gonna be gone, man. Riley Leonard, the quarterback, gonna be gone. They gotta bring in another quarterback. I'm curious to see what they bring in, bro. I'm curious to see what they bring in.
But Freeman a likable guy though, so you know.
Yeah, man. I like Freeman. I wouldn't mind having Freeman at Auburn if when
he want to go to Ohio State.
I think he did too. I think he wants to stay in the Big Ten. I think he did too.
Ohio State. And that's his alma mater.
Huh?
I said, did he go to Ohio State?
I think he did. It was either that. It was one of them. It was there in Michigan. One of the Michigan schools. One of them. But yes, TJ Lue, he did commit to Houston. Connor Wedman did commit to Houston. And Devin Dampier, who was the quarterback at New Mexico, he committed to Utah, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Utah. Yeah. All right, man. Before we get up out of here, man, we want to talk about this, man. I want to get your thoughts on this. Bill Belichick has agreed to become the next head coach at the University of North Carolina.
Man, my thoughts on that is he's a great father.
Yeah, that was part of the 400-page Bible that he gave.
He's a hell of a father.
That's part of the 400-page Bible that he gave to UNC
that his
in
son
order for him to secure be head coach in waiting. Also, part of that was they had to increase their NIL budget from $4 million to $20 million, which they did.
Yeah,
he was on the Pat McAfee show, and he basically said he used this before. He said if he was to take the job, this was a couple of days ago. He said if he was to take the job, he said this program, the organization, and it sounds so much like Nick Saban when he talked. It sounds very Nick Saban-esque. It makes sense because Nick Saban was the defensive coordinator on his staff when he was in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns. He said if he took the job, he said this organization will be an organization to where the guys in the organization, when they leave, they will be leaders in any field that they decide to go into. He said he gave UNC like a 400-page structural organization on how to 400-page. He called it the Bible on how to structure North Carolina's football organization for the next 15, 20 years. Because the way he saw college football going, that is more of an NFL model. That's how he's structuring.
Hey,
I saw that. I saw that.
I
I
was
saw
gonna say
that.
she signed up for classes too. I heard she followed the cheerleading squad.
Well, that's funny. That is
When he
hilarious.
signed a contract, she was ready to
Hey,
go.
I saw a meme. I saw a meme saying it's gonna be funny when he go in and recruit, and then somebody put the picture up of him and old girl saying he ain't gonna have no problem with it. He recruited her. It was so funny, bro. It was a picture of him and the chick and the girl next to each other. He was like, he ain't gonna have no problem recruiting. He recruited her. That was so funny, bro. That is hilarious, bro. But man, I'm gonna ask you this: does this change? Does this make North Carolina the favorite? Not this year. I don't think it'll be this year. Does this make North Carolina the favorite, let's just say in 2 years? Because his contract is a 3-year, $30 million contract with North Carolina. Does this make them the favorite by the end of that contract? And does this put pressure on Dabo Swinney to actually hit the portal for real and utilize the portal?
It depends on how these young kids take what he's trying to build.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if these kids buy into the system of what Bill Belichick is doing, which you should, he's proven he's that guy. He's that guy. So if he finds some guys to buy in, yes, I think they'll take off. But the way these YNs are today, I think it's about that money, man. And I think that it's going to be very hard. And that's why Nick Saban stepped down to control locker rooms. That it just with this going, but he just gave the manifesto. So let's hope the manifesto works out. Let's hope.
But that's the thing, though. But that's the thing, though. If you change it from thinking of it in a traditional way of what college football was, and you gear it towards what college football is and towards what the NFL is doing, I mean, I wouldn't see a problem. If you treat the transfer portal like
for a long time. So
if you treat the transfer portal like free agency, 30 days of free agency, you'll see the game different. Just being honest.
But it's the thing about it is, can he demand that same discipline?
He did it in the NFL, and he basically and part of that manifesto that he gave was basically making this. It's coming. Trust me, it's coming. But
now, if that happens, yes, I agree.
But this is the thing, though. This is the thing. He basically, and I believe part of it was having contracts with athletes for a certain amount of years in that manifesto.
Yeah.
But the thing,
manifesto, yeah.
But the thing is, though, he's done it. If he's able to look at this as like this is more of an NFL organization than a college football team, he gonna be successful. That's what it is. That's what it'll be.
I agree with the point of if they are signing contracts, meaning that you are legally bound to sit here
for 2 years.
Yeah, and to be disciplined by me. But if me coming in,
discipline part, that's grown. They gonna be grown men by that time.
I'm just still discipline is discipline. Like what
that word is just like you about to whoop me. You gonna tell me what?
My whole thing is if I can talk to a player a certain way and I know I can get the best up out of them, and this is how I can do it without him getting emotional and trying to transfer. That builds the situation.
But here's the thing, though.
Right now, if you hurt one of these little kids' feelings, they go on the next year.
But here's the thing, though. A person like Bill Belichick already has that cachet because of what he did in the NFL. So more people, for example, why so many people eager to go play with Coach Prime, because they saw or at least they watch YouTube videos of what he did in the NFL and was like, oh, he's that dude. He know what he's talking about. He can get me to the next level. I think it's the same thing with Bill Belichick. He's just older. That's all it is. Like Bill Belichick has won the big game multiple times. He knows how to do it. So I think those guys would be more inclined to listen to him and see what he's talking about, and see how he did it because he's already done it. They trying to get to where he already been. So
yeah.
I think he would be more inclined. I think I'm not gonna say easier because I don't think it's gonna be easy at all, but I think he will have a smoother path. It'll still be bumpy a little bit, but I think he have a smoother path.
Let's see who's position coach look like. That's right.
Oh, he already. What's old buddy name that was at it was one of the guys at ESPN. I can't remember his name right now. Dude at ESPN resigned. He's going to be his general manager. I can't remember the dude name from ESPN, but
not Louis Riddick.
No, not Louis Riddick. No, it's another guy. It's gonna come to me before when we get off, but it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus, man, that's the end of it, man. How you feeling?
I'm blessed, man. We've been on here. We've been rocking for a while. Thank y'all for staying in here with us.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat with us, man. We appreciate y'all. Everybody that come through and rock with us, man. We thank y'all so much. As always, man, this is the Water Cooler Talk podcast. Before we get up out of here, man, please follow us on Twitter, X at CoolersPod23. Follow on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. On Facebook, go to our Facebook page, the Water Cooler Talk podcast on Facebook and on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and share this video and hit the notification bell so you know when we post more videos. Man, we thank y'all again, man. I'll be back tomorrow, day 4, transfer portal. We'll be back. Talk about what happened. Maybe we'll have some more commits that we can talk about and go from there. Man, Marcus.
About tonight, cuz.
Hey, man, Hugh Freeze probably got Malik Murphy in a coach's room right now going over film to see what this man know.
Man, we all know Hugh Freeze. He on the cell phone working.
I guess. We got to say to people before we get up out of here.
Hey, man, y'all have a safe and blessed week, man. Y'all stay up, man. Thank y'all for coming, kicking it with us. Hey, and I'm out.
As always, man, shout out to the home team, 46 Macon County, Tuskegee, Booker T. Washington High School. Shout out to the University of South Alabama for giving me my degree. Shout out to my wife, my mom, my dog Creed. Shout out to my family, and shout out to y'all for rocking with us, man. We appreciate it. We can't do it without y'all. Exactly. So we thank y'all so much, man. And as always, before we get up out of here, man, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. One love, and we out this mug.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.